exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr-Magazine.
You mentioned right before we began shooting today something kind of interesting that I wrote down. That's a first. And my writing down, not you're saying something interesting. You're always interesting.
Appreciate that.
You were talking about how you find yourself overpaying at times.
Yep.
Because you got a little change in your pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah.
Would you like to expound on that just a little?
So we'll take post-COVID Mr-Magazine compared to pre-COVID. Well, sales were great. Sales are still very good. We're selling more. I'm buying more, but we got more cash flow coming in. So every day when I go to my shop to buy, I have more money than I did 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years ago. So when someone comes in, say today's a perfect example, they had 100 Hess trucks new in the box.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
What years roughly?
1989 till 2010.
You willing to tell us what you paid for them if I guess?
Absolutely.
I'm going to guess, well, you've always said pay $3 to $5 a piece, so you're between $300 to $500. So I wouldn't want them, but if I had to buy them, I would go for $400 and be willing to pay $500. Am I close?
I did pay $600.
Okay. Hey, you just proved your own point.
I did look them up just because it's after Christmas.
Right.
I looked at what I was selling them for, which usually I'm middle of the road because I don't want to really
sell them
cheap
right
when I know I can get more for them during November, December, January. So
if people are willing to pay mid-range prices now, you're willing to take it, but you don't need the money so badly that you gotta sell them really fast.
Yeah, the way I look at it, if they're selling for 10 to 12 to 15 to 20. I'm paying a third to a half, and I'm sitting on them for a while. And, I'll ask more come November, December. So I gave $600. I'm thinking, well, geez, I usually don't pay that much.
No, I was going to say, you definitely
especially
don't.
In volume, I'm usually paying $4. But, it was one of the earlier sales in the day. I just went to the bank. I had a, pretty decent wad on me. I was ready to spend a lot of money for the day. And I gave $600. Not that
You'll make money.
Yeah, I didn't want to lowball them. I wanted to be fair, but
you're more than fair.
And I'm thinking to myself, geez, if this was a year or 2 years ago, I probably would offer it $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I had more cash in my pocket. I'm a little more generous. And even though I'm going to make money, I'll still make good money, but I just offer them a little more than I normally do.
So basically, what we're learning is
come to me to sell stuff.
Papergoy is pre-COVID Mr-Magazine.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Given that I just made the offer right exactly what you would have a couple of years ago.
True.
And it's funny because the other thing that ties in, we put a video up a few weeks ago that you may have seen where we were talking about, and if you haven't, go check it out, where we were talking about how much of a bankroll you needed to get started on eBay, and that you don't need $25,000 to get started. You can do it with, not a lot of money whatsoever. You can do it on a shoestring budget and be able to do it. And one of our viewers commented down below, and we got into a little bit of a debate, but not in a negative way whatsoever. We were kind of each building upon what the other one said. And what he was saying is you don't want to have $25,000 to a newcomer because they'll go and they'll spend the money really quickly and not make wise decisions with it.
Sure.
And I commented that that's not the only thing, that there is definitely a different mindset. If I go years ago, I would go to the flea market with $100, and I was very, very particular in what I bought, and I was only buying stuff basically for $1, $2 a piece, because when you think about it, say somebody had some stuff out for $10 a piece. Well, I didn't have the knowledge to buy it to know, but the other side of it is, say you had some stuff on your table at $10 a piece that's halfway decent. I have $100 in my pocket. I buy 5 of them. I've spent half of my budget right there on those 5 items. And say you're the second table that I go to, and they're decent things, but not things. They're not like $1,000 items. They're $60 to $75 items. Do I really want to spend half of my budget at the second table when there's 40 more tables left?
Especially if you're buying average stuff or nothing great,
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It would be good enough stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those you check on your way.
If it's still there,
and you still got money. Hey, I got $30 left over. Let's see if I can get 5 for $30 or something. Who knows?
Well, what happens when you go to the flea market with $1,000 in your pocket? You just buy them. You just pull the trigger on it and you buy it right on the way through.
Magazine. Yeah, for sure.
Just because you've got the extra money in there, and it's not as big of a deal. So you end up buying a lot more things and paying a lot more when you've got the money. It's almost like I'm sure you've heard the saying, the rich get richer. I'm not necessarily talking greed or anything like that. I'm just talking that if you go there with $100 at the flea market, your options are very limited.
Right. Sure.
If you go there with $5,000,
Yeah.
you could buy people's tables out.
Yeah, well,
That's what it comes down to.
That's what happened to me with the sports card boom the last year or two, because I was buying from guys that went into Walmart and Target, 5 boxes, 6 boxes, 2 boxes, 10 boxes, and then as it grew and grew, and you can get them on your bots online. Now guys are coming to me with 30, 40, 50 boxes. I'm sure I'll take them, some more.
Because you're making money on each one.
And
right?
not everyone has $5,000 in their pocket, so they're all coming to me. Before you know it, I got 200 boxes of this, where I was happy making $10 a box off 5 boxes. Now I'm making $10 a box off 100, 200, 300 boxes. So that certainly has helped me get to that level over the last year or two.
Yeah, so it just got me thinking, because I find myself paying more on things as well, because the sales have been coming in, and part of it too is I like to think that I know a little bit more, so I can, take more chances on stuff. When I say chances, I'm not talking about, I go into a state sale that I know absolutely nothing about. Was it Savarsky? I can't even pronounce it. Savarsky?
Yeah.
Crystal? I know nothing. I can't even pronounce it. That's how much I know about it. And I walk in and I go, oh, wow, they got all these things at $50 a piece. I'll just take them all. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about that, I'm looking at these things saying, well, I saw things similar to this, or I've never seen this before, and I think this might be good. Yeah, I'll take a chance at $10 in this program. I'll take a chance at $15 on this. So if you're at that point, comment down below on how you've noticed that you're spending more money on things and willing to take more chances. And if you're not at that point at this point, but you're still, more of a neophyte at things, don't worry. Things will open up for you. Say there's a big flea market coming into your town that or once a year antique show that's 2 hours away from your house. Start saving your money up now for that antique show, because you'll be much happier walking around that antique show with $1,000 in your pocket than you will be walking around with $150 in your pocket. Sure. Yes, most people have ATM cards. I'm one of the few people that doesn't. Most people do have access to money if they're out there. So if it's the deal of the century, you probably can get it. But the other thing you'd hate to do is sit there. The guy's got the deal of the century there. He's firm on his price, $1,000. Hold it for me. I'll be right back. Yeah. And you run off to the ATM and come back with $1,000. He goes, oh, some other guy came and gave me $1,200 cash. Sorry. Yeah. So do carry as much money as you feel comfortable carrying when you're at the sales.
Or at a casino.
There you go. Or you just have to walk in with $1 at the casino, and then you win all the money you're comfortable carrying. Sure. That's the way it works. Sure. That's what they tell me in all the advertisements. Mm-hmm. But you'll feel a lot better when you're out there shopping, because it takes a lot of pressure off you, because you can take more shots, basically, is what it comes down to. The more money you have in your pocket, the more shots you can take. And if you mess up one and you pay $10 for something that you shouldn't have, you haven't spent 10% of your budget on that one item that you weren't sure about. You can take more chances, which helps you learn, helps you make more money, and helps you in the long run. So hopefully that helps you some. Do hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.